At Christmas, my dad barked, "You're nothing but a walking wallet. Don't pretend anyone here actually likes you." My cousin laughed. My mom just said, "Don't ruin the mood." I smiled, said nothing. The next day, I called the lawyer, quietly transferred the house back into my name. 3 weeks later, they got the eviction notice. I never answered their calls. They had 30 days to leave, courtesy of the wallet. The Christmas tree lights flickered, casting jagged shadows across the dining room. Plates of half-eaten turkey and mashed potatoes sat cold. My hands gripped the edge of my chair, knuckles white. "You're nothing but a walking wallet, Sam." Dad's voice boomed, his face flushed from wine and rage. "Don't pretend anyone here actually likes you." My cousin Derek snickered, leaning back in his chair, his smirk sharp as a blade. Mom, at the head of the table, stirred her coffee, eyes fixed on the cup. "Don't ruin the mood, Sam," she muttered, barely audible. "Ruin the mood?" I said, my voice low but steady. "You used my name on a loan without asking, tore apart my room for Derek's office, and now I'm the problem?" "You owe us," Dad snapped, slamming his fist on the table. "This family gave you everything." "Everything?" I stared at him, chest tight. "You mean the house I paid for?" Silence choked the room. Derek's smirk faltered. Mom's spoon froze mid-stir. "I'm Sam, 24. I've been carrying this family on my back since I was 18. I dropped out of college to work 2 jobs when Dad's business collapsed, funneling every paycheck into their bills, their mortgage. My mortgage, technically, since I'd signed the papers to save the house. I'm not angry anymore, just tired. Tired of being invisible until they need something. Tired of apologies that never come. But that night, something shifted. I wasn't just hurt, I was done. The family. Dad, Mark, 52. Loud, prideful, a failed entrepreneur who blames everyone but himself. He sees my help as his right, not my sacrifice. Mom, Linda, 50. Quiet, conflict-averse. She loves me, I think, but never defends me. Cousin Derek, 28. Smug, manipulative. Moved in 2 years ago after his own parents cut him off. Dad treats him like the son he wishes he had. Aunt Karen, 55, mentioned but absent. Derek's mom, co-signed the loan behind my back using my name, claimed to be too sick to face me. They all have a stake in the house, the one I paid for, the one they turned into a prison. "You're so dramatic, Sam," Derek said, rolling his eyes. "It's just a loan. You're not even using your credit." "It's my name," I shot back, trying to stay calm. "You forged my signature. That's fraud." "Fraud?" Dad laughed, bitter and loud. "Your family helps each other." "Helps?" I stood, my chair scraping across the floor. "I've paid every bill since I was 19. You took my room for Derek's office without asking, and now you're laughing?" Mom reached for my hand. "Sam, please, let's just enjoy Christmas." I pulled away. "You let them erase me, Mom." Dad leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "You think you're special because you paid for the house? It's our home, Sam. You don't get to hold that over us." "I don't," I said, voice cold. "But I also don't get to live in it, or have a say, or be treated like I matter." Derek scoffed. "You're just jealous I'm here. Get over it." That's when it clicked. They hadn't just used me, they'd planned to. The loan, the room, the silence. They'd been banking on my loyalty, and I was done being their safety net. I remembered the day I signed the mortgage papers. 19, scared, sitting in a bank beside Dad, who was crying. "You're saving us, Sam," he'd said, hugging me. I dropped out of college that week, took a second job, never complained. Not when Mom stopped asking about my day, not when Derek moved into my room. Not when Aunt Karen borrowed my credit and never paid it back. They swore it was temporary. 5 years later, they were still in the house, and I was sleeping on a futon in a rented one-bedroom. I smiled at the table, calm on the outside. "You're right, Dad. I'm just the wallet. So I'll stop pretending." I didn't sleep that night. By morning, I called my lawyer. I'd been collecting evidence quietly. Bank statements, forged documents, a recorded phone call where Aunt Karen admitted she'd used my name. The house was still in my name, a detail they'd conveniently forgotten. By noon, the process was underway to reassert full ownership and cut off their access. 3 weeks later, the eviction notices went out. They had 30 days to leave. The calls started immediately. Dad's voicemails were furious. "You ungrateful brat, you can't do this." Derek's were first mocking, then begging. Mom's voice cracked. "Sam, how could you? We're family." I didn't answer. A week later, I met them at the house with my lawyer beside me. Dad was pacing, red-faced. "You're kicking us out? After everything we've done for you?" "Everything I did," I replied, steel in my voice. "I paid for this house, I carried you all, and you called me a wallet." Derek lunged forward. My lawyer stepped between us. Mom was crying, holding an old photo of me as a child. "Sam, please, we'll fix this." "You had 5 years," I said. "I'm done." I moved back into the house. It was quiet, clean, mine. Derek sent a half-hearted apology text. Dad stopped calling. Mom showed up once, red-eyed. "I'm sorry, Sam. I should have stood up for you." I nodded. I wasn't ready to forgive, but I didn't slam the door. I started therapy, took night classes, opened a savings account just for me. For the first time in years, I could breathe. I don't hate them. Hate takes too much energy. Mom and I talk sometimes. Small steps. Dad keeps his distance. Derek's still Derek. The house is mine now, not just legally, but emotionally. I didn't burn the bridge. I just stopped watering it alone, and for the first time in years, I'm free.